If you're here for the first time, welcome to the home of all things data analytics. For our regular subscribers, we are glad to have. You see, this one is giving me something here and letting me know there's an error. Okay, that's the same thing. That's the same thing we are trying to do. That is the same thing that we are trying to do here. So you will set the data type for each of the fields in the database. Okay, let me go back. Sorry. This is let me go back here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now that is what we are trying to say about that field. So all these things we are talking about is about fields in a certain table in SQL database. So we talk about integer. Integer is a whole number that can be positive, negative, or zero. Examples of integers are -5, 1, 5, blah, 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 and up to, thousands, Now, we talk about dates. The date type is used for values with a date part, but no time in it, okay? We have the date time that is used for, any date that has time. For example, again, if I say in this place, let's say date, okay? If I say date, let's change it. Let's change this to date time. Let's look at the date time, the one that has time. Look at this, right? It has time. If I do 03/03/2000. So it's giving me time. It's giving you that opportunity to be able to enter time. So it now depends on time that you want to enter, or maybe it's the time that you are actually working and doing something. Okay, it can be current time, it can be anything. So now money data type. It's a field that you enter money into. Okay, just like the Excel I showed you. I said, okay, this place we are putting money in this, and that's why something a data type like that has to be. It's money data type. If I did not, you remember I did not put the $ in front of it, right? There's something automatically put the $ for me because I set that column to be currency. Okay, I'm setting it to be money data type. Decimal, we know what decimal is. Okay, we know what decimal is. Something that has certain decimal places behind. We know what float is. Float means a data type that has a whole lot of it's going to probably have some decimals. It has no limit to its own decimal. But for decimal, you are the one to set the decimal place. You can say 2 decimal places, 3 decimal places. But float, it has no limit to the decimal. They are both the same, but it has no limit to the decimal. Now, despite, let me bring that example again. Now, in SQL, right? Let me put in SQL, there's what we call constraint. Meaning, if I'm trying to enter information into this Excel, I can decide to tell this and say, if you don't enter information here and you decide to enter here, please don't process it. We will tell the system, no, this place must not be null. We can say, okay, or we can decide to tell the system that, okay, let's say member number. I give this person 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is his number, right? This is his number. So this number must be different from another person's number. Okay. So the constraint. So we need to set member number for customers that we want to put in this table, right? So in this case, whatever number you have set here should not be for the next person. Let's copy this. Let's copy this and just create something here. Let me put so whatever number, these two numbers must not be the same. They must be different because you remember I said we talked about relational database, right? Because if you try to put the two, the system will not process this because it's going to say no. It's against the constraint, the primary key constraint inside. So in this case, let's say we give this 6. And when entering information here, we can decide to set the system also that this must not be null. That is, a member number must be if you're trying to set information for new person. Now, and again, we can say, why do you want to create a member number and you don't want to put the first name, you don't want to put the last name? So name must be here. So we can say, if these columns are not filled, do not process it. So that is where we are talking about constraint. Okay, the primary key constraint. A primary key, okay, let's talk about this. These are, constraints are enforced on data columns, on table. They are sometimes used to enforce business rules, okay? They ensure the accuracy and reliability of the data in the database, okay? So look at the primary key. A primary key, also called a primary keyword, is a key in a relational database that is unique for each record. If I see every one of you, your name is going to be, I'm going to open my database. I'll bring it for you. Automatically, when I enter your name into my system, automatically it will assign a number to you. Because why? Because I don't want numbers to conflict. That's why I would always want to let the system create the number for me. Okay, so I'm bringing up my database now. Let's look at this. If I execute this, right? I'm looking at all the students. Your information is not here yet, okay? Your informations are not here yet, okay? So now, let me let me try and protect people and say where I want to look for Yemi now, Yemi Olatoye now. I want to look for your information. Where last name equal Olatoye, right? Yeah. Now, the system is not seeing anything, right? But let's do something. I want you to see an example of what I'm saying here. Database access. Okay, I will open something. Rather than me writing code right now, I just want to open something right quick and just insert someone's information so that she can see that we can let's see how things go. So I want to put somebody new. You see, I'm not the one to assign, I'm not going to be the one to assign this ID, okay? But I will assign the kind of study. The study is 200. That is to say this person is doing, no, it's 300 because this person is doing online. Let's do it. It's online. So I'll put this person's name here. The last name is studying 401, that's data analytics 1001. Let me skip your phone number for now. Yemi, can you give me your email, please?
YemiOlatoye@gmail.com.
At Gmail. Okay, so you started 2025 dash, when did you start? 05. Let's say, okay, 05. Today's date is what? 03. Okay. Still attending. Batch. Let's put United Kingdom. So now I want you to see something. What's deleted? Let me see. Let's go back. Let me see something real quick. Okay, can you all see now, right? Can you all see now, right? Now you see that I did not enter the student information. I did not enter the student ID, but I entered every other thing. I have created something behind. I've written a code that anytime I am creating this information, okay? If I put every other information, that this thing should create itself, okay? Now, you will know how to do all this later, okay? You will know how to do all this later. So I've created, so the system will help me to create student ID right now. So that has been created for Yemi Olatoye now, the student, and this student ID can never be the same with any other person because we have to now. If we want to confirm if this student ID is for just Yemi, we can do that. Where student ID, we can say where student ID equal. Let's copy this. Equal this. You see that it's only meant for her. It's only meant for her. So it cannot be two. That's the same thing like social security numbers. Your social security number cannot be for two people. Okay? Cannot be for two people. Now, this same thing we did here, you can that I did in Access. We normally I will not have to teach, I would not have to go to Access to teach you how to do this. Your strength should be in SQL. We will teach you how to, insert into this table just with the use of query, okay? With the use of query, we'll teach you how to. Now, I want to see something again. Let's go into something here. I want to see in my database. Let's see. So we see students who are paid. Let's go to the views. I want to see. Okay. Now, sorry. I want to see the students in the class right now. Now, it's going to tell me that only two people are currently in the class. Why? Only two people are currently in the class. Why? Because immediately I enter someone's information as a student, okay? I've written a code behind. There is a code running behind that's going to help me to go pick the most updated, the most recent batch. So it will pick the most recent batch and pick all the students within that recent batch as the people currently in class. You can see that Yemi Olatoye, I did not enter your information here, right? The system automatically picks it. So let's put one person again. Let's put one person again. Let me put what is going on here. Anyway, let me put 300. Let's see. Who else? Let me put Tunde. So 41 1001. Today, what's your phone? What's your email, please?
EASATOP1235 Gmail.
EASA
TASATOP 1234 Gmail.com.
Okay. That's the top. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 2025 dash 05 dash 03. So I'm just gonna put attending, then 22, then Texas, that's USA. That's all. Okay, so let's execute this again. You see that, right? Tune is here now, right? Because it's among the students now. It's been harder to the student. If I go here now, let's look at this. Okay, we've not added assignments. Let's look at this. So now what this is looking at is that amongst all the new students, tell me who has paid. So we've not entered information into this. And also we have something that helps us to see behind, okay? To see behind how many students are attending. Uh, how many students are attending, how many has withdrawn, how many people graduated from the class. We've created so many things for ourselves, okay? So count by status. Let's see. So currently, students attending are 3 because we said take the most recent batch. Okay, so there are so many things. So I said outstanding payment because I've entered you into the system and I've not updated your payment. So it's going to show that you are outstanding. But if you paid, it's going to come here as people who are paid. Okay, so we have created a whole lot. Okay, we will teach you how to do so many of this. Okay, these things are things that you can know on your own and deploy for small business organizations, and you can charge them. Okay, so you can see the way I created the access. Okay, the access is because it's for someone who does not. I will just create this access, and behind will be the SQL server, and let the customer service person be entering this. Okay, if let's say we have a new student, you registered the customer service does not know how to write query, doesn't know how to write the SQL. So once this is just the only thing that he or she will be dealing with. But me behind, I can see what is going on in SQL server. So we've created some other forms, we created so many other things. We've created different things. Yeah. Okay. So many things. Okay. So let's go ahead again. So now, foreign key constraint. The foreign key constraint is the same. Okay. Foreign key is defined as in a second table, but it refers to the primary key in the first table. That is, I'll bring up the same thing here. So you see that in student table, when I run this, okay, let me take this off. When I run this, right? When I run this, I have this student ID here because this table is the source of everything, the first place where your information is being entered. Okay, so I ran some other things, and this same information I will see the same information. Okay, let's look at this I said, okay, currently in class, students that are currently in class. You see now that your information is also the same thing here. So the primary key, if you look at the table here, the student table here, if I open this student table, expand it. Where is my student table? If I expand my student table, now I said the primary key here. The primary key on this table is the student ID. So which means if I'm entering information if I'm trying to enter information, right, into some other part or other tables that I've created, if I don't use this your information here, the system will tell me it is wrong. Okay, let's look at this example. Yemi Olatoye, let's look at this example now. I'm trying to enter some information into student payments. Okay, the student payments. I say, okay, you are paid. Huh? Let's say I was trying to enter this information and I made a mistake. I put 5-4 instead of 6-4. 5-4. And I said 2,000. You paid 2,000. On this date, it will say 2025-05 -03. Then we now said you paid through cash. We said the payment has been confirmed. We're saying, what's your name? Yemi Olatoye. We say, okay, your name is Yemi. Then, okay, now let me process this. Now, look at what happens. Okay, look at what happened. It's saying that the insert statement conflicted with the foreign key constraints. The conflict occurred in database, so student ID. Now, what's happening is that this helps us to make sure the customer service is entering the right information. You just imagine you are paid, but this person is putting in a wrong information. Okay? This person is putting in a wrong information. So the system will say, no, no, no. I'm not accepting this because this number you are putting is not existing. Okay? But if I put this number now, instead of 5-4, I put your right number, I say 6-4, and I execute. It goes. Everything is gone. Okay? So it helps us to catch anybody who is trying to enter false or wrong information. Okay, so right now, if I now go, I say current payment. Okay, current, okay, at this one, there's a code running behind. So we need to update the code. Let's see which is going to bring your information. Okay, this is going to bring your information now. The payment, student payment. Student payments. Where is my payment? Okay, tuition payment. So if I run this and I go down, I'll see Yemi Olatoye here. I'll see Yemi Olatoye. If I look for, let me look for Yemi Olatoye. It's probably, let's do this. What's your, where's this? Okay, let's look at this. Let's copy this and come here where student ID equal, let's take this. When we run this, oh, yeah, you see, we 6-5. Is it 6-4 or 6-5? 6-4. Okay. What? Why is it not showing? Okay, so you know what? We've not finished. We did not finish executing it. Okay, let's go. Okay, that's fine. It's gone now. So if I run this, we're gonna see your information. Even this one too, we're gonna see your information. Let's see. Guess that's yeah, we'll see your information now. You see that? Now it's going to tell me how much you paid. But if I was trying to enter a wrong information, the system will catch me and say, no, you are putting in wrong information. So your primary key is a foreign key somewhere, meaning that I am saying what primary key stands for is that, okay, that's the primary ID we give to you. The foreign key means when I decide to create a table with the foreign key, I'm saying that please, when I'm putting info and on that same column of student ID, when I'm putting information here, please, I want you to go back to student information and check if this ID is existing. If it is existing, process it. If it is not existing, do not process. So when we get on practical, you will understand all this very, very well. Okay. That's why if you have a social security number in America and you go to MVA, you say you want to get the driver's license, they will run your social security. If they can't find your social security, there's no way they will give you driver's license. That is what we mean. The primary place of getting social security number is the Social Security Administration. Okay, that's the primary source of your first entry into the American database. So every other thing is tied to that social security number. Okay, null and not null. That's what I meant by, we are saying that if we are entering information into certain places, something has to be entered. Look at this part. If I say student information, let's go to student. Okay, this is student information. I'm trying to enter a student now. Now, if you look at the database, if you look at student database, student ID, student name, student ID, I have created this as not null, and also student's last name as not null. This is not null also. So let's now try and see if we want to enter information into this place and we are not putting the name. Let's put information here. Let's see what it's going to give us. So I'm not putting information in the last name. I'm not putting information in the first. I'm just putting let's say I'm putting name in the first name. Okay. So this person, she's doing 401, which is data analytics 1001. Please, Fumi, can you give me your email address right there? Miss Fumi Okule.
That's Fumi Tomtoy.
Fumi Tom Toy.
Toy at gmail.com.
Okay, so 205 2025-05-03. Now let's go attending 22. So let's see. Okay. You see student last name, right? It's saying that the student last name, this will not allow me to go. Okay? This will not allow me to go. Okay? It will not allow me to go because I missed the student last name. Okay? I'm supposed to put for me here even. So it's saying it's not allowing me to go because I'm missing the last name. It's not allowing me to go because why is it not allowing me to go? Because when I was creating this table, I have set this table to say anytime I'm putting information into this table, please make it a not null, meaning I must put something there. I must enter the last name. So if I now put the last name now, it will go. Let's see. You see now, right? It's gone. So if we query that, database, if we query this database now and say students in class, our information too is going to show. You see now, right? So that is what we mean. In fact, I put Tunde's last name as okay. Okay, so that's what we mean. We are saying that please, when we set this constraint, you will be the one to set the constraint. Okay, when we set this constraint, if you want it bypassed, say that column does not really matter, you can decide to say okay, no, like these columns, like these other columns, you see, I didn't put anything here. A phone number, I didn't put it, and I was still fine. I still went on fine. I didn't, I set these ones as null. I set them as null. If you look at these, if you look at email, I said no, it's not compulsory. I said start date is not compulsory. Stuff like that. But this one, batch, not null. If I don't put anything there, nothing will be processed. So that is null and not null constraint. So this, by default, a column can hold null values, right? If you don't assign anything. if you don't assign null or not null, it will automatically assign null to it. But if once you decide to put not null constraint, it enforces it to always make sure a data is entered into that column. So the hands-on, okay, will begin. Okay, now, like I told you, 85 to 90% of this class is practical. And that's the only way you can know it. It's practical. Okay, so for the hands-on, let's see, we have 1 hour and 11 minutes more. For the hands-on, before we start the hands-on, we will need to download our tools. Now, we will need to download our tools. Now, and how are we going to do the download now? Since I have it on my system, we will allow someone amongst you to share their screen so that as the person is downloading,
don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. And if you want to keep learning, check out the other videos we have here on our channel.